Good to see you. What's it like to be retired? I bet it is. He's right behind you. You guys were running so fast. Scene where a guy gets his like tall.
Every single game.
I didn't catch it so well.
I was going to
reset it. Yeah.
And now I would like to hand the mic over to a very special person, the president of Hopkinton Little League, Mr. Fran Dean.
Thank you, DJ Smoke. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out today. I think as you walked in here, you see some things that are a little bit different. And I'm going to talk about those in a minute on the field. But I think, you know, a woman that was on the board 30 years ago came by the fields yesterday and said she hasn't seen this field in such good condition since it was first launched back in the late 60s. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah, there'll be a little bit more acknowledgement here on this, but you can see from the whole infield, the dugouts that you can see that we put in this year. We've made a lot of changes and hopefully upgrades that everybody really benefits from, both on the softball as well as on the baseball side. One of the things that we did this year, which is pretty special, is for the younger teams, we put the minor leagues teams on their jerseys. So who's a Sea Dog here? Somebody yell out and say, I'm on the Sea Dogs. Let me hear a big shout out. Sea Dogs there, right? Who's a Marauder, right? I want to hear loud. Who's on the Marauders? All right, Marauders, very good. How about the Dragons? Rockhounds. Woo, Rockhounds. Love it. Dragons. Who else I'm missing? Am I missing anybody? Grasshoppers. Who's a grasshopper? Rocking it. Very good. Who else? Any Rockhounds? Did I get them? Hot Rods. Who's a Hot Rod? I have one team of Hot Rods there. River Cats. Who are the River Cats? Give me a shout out for the River Cats. Right, so what we've tried to do, if you know, last year we went to the softball and the college. This year with the minor league teams, really trying to create a really fun, friendly team environment for the kids to really enjoy. But there's some other things that we've done. If you notice here, we sunk the dugouts here over at third base. We've added all grass along the infield. We're actually going to put, in the next week or two, a roof here on the dugout to really kind of create a great environment. These seats here we've cleaned out along first baseline, so I'd encourage folks to go up to Marshall Street and park there because it's the best seat in the house as you're looking down. As you can see here in the field, we've done a few things as well. All the bases now, they all kind of bounce right off. They're dimples on the bottom, just like they use in Williamsport. So it's a safety issue, and we made the investment on the board across with that. And you can see here we've got a portable mound. So this will be a softball diamond primarily, but when the boys play on it, we'll have the portable mound for them, because everybody likes to play a night game every once in a while here on this field. I do want to recognize the executive board. We do this every year, and these are the folks that really spend a lot of time, effort to make today happen throughout the course of both the spring season and the summer season. So if I may, just, and the executive board members, if they would just maybe kind of pop up here. Larry Epstein, our Vice President of Baseball. Right? Jen Breslin, our Vice President of Softball. George Gaughan, our player agent. Right? Scott Adams, our treasurer. Keith Chevry, Keith, our information officer. Right, great. And Michelle Stevens, our secretary. Right? So big hand to those guys for everything that they've done. And there's one other person, although he's not on the executive board, what you see here today and what you see over at EMC, especially with Egan Field, is those fields have been totally redone. And it's due to the vision of this individual and his team. And I definitely want to recognize him with a tip of the cap for all the work. And a lot of you guys see him working on the weekends with this half. Ron Seamus, I don't know where you are, but please kind of raise your cap and just a huge acknowledgement for Ronnie, for everything that he has done. And he would want me to also mention his crew. Right? So Andy Piacentini, Paul Kirk, Ted Barker Hook, Jason Mahan, I'm sure I'm missing a couple others, but all these guys spend a lot of weekends here on the fields to make them look as good as they do. And I will tell you, I travel around to a lot of the Little League fields. This is, without question, probably one of the top 2 fields in the entire Eastern Massachusetts. So credit to Ron and his crew and everybody that does the work on the field. So thank you very much. My last recognition here is for board members who have kind of moved on. And there's 2 members that I want to recognize here. The first is somebody who keeps me in line from a financial perspective. We invest a lot in the fields here, and it's through this guy's hard work and effort, and he put together the strategy plan to kind of make these things happen over the next few years. Brian Harrigan. Brian, please come on up. I want to recognize you. Come on out, Brian. Come on out. Big recognition for everything that you've done. Thank you very much. Good job. The other person I want to quickly recognize is, and this is a funny story. So last year when I was out here, afterwards I called this person. I said, hey, how did I do? Did I miss anything? And his response was, you did great, but you forgot to recognize me. And I felt terrible because this guy has been a friend of mine since we've been involved in Little League. He's coached at every level. He has given back tremendously. His boys have gone through the program. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it here today, but a special recognition to Ken Doherty for his years on the executive board. Thank you, Ken. Okay. So with that, I wanted to recognize last year's winners at the majors level as well as in the 12U level. So first I'll recognize the 12U champion, Don Lehman. I believe your team won. Come on up. I want to recognize you and your staff. And the team, come on out. Come on up. You want this? Very good. Good.
Congratulations, girls. We only have half the team here. I think there may be a few others out there, but the only thing I can say, having left Little League now, is enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy the season.
Very good. And on the boys' side, the majors winners from last year, coached by somebody who's got a great pedigree and a track record, and he did a great job last year with his team in the spring. Larry Epstein, come on up, Larry.
I don't know how many players, 11-year-olds who are now still in Little League from last year's spring team still here. Anybody? Johnny Carson. I saw Johnny throwing the football. Ben Mikulavich. My son Matt. Well, anyway, great job, guys.
So the last piece of recognition we do is for the summertime teams that have won. And there's been a couple. We had a very good year last year. We had 2 10U teams on the softball side. So I'm going to ask Jen Breslin to come up and introduce the softball, and then I have Larry introduce the winners on the boys' side in the summer.
First, I'd like to call up Brian Harrigan, coach of the 10A Summer League champion Twin Valley League and Westboro tournament winners.
All right, so congratulations to our 10A summer team. We were terrible to start the year. We lost our first tournament. I think we were 2 and out. At one point, we were like 2-7. We were literally in last place in our division. We ended up going on to win both the Westboro tournament and win the entire league. We went out to beat Nipmuc and then Oxford in the last 2 games. These girls came together like never before, really as a special group of kids. They worked very, very hard and totally earned all of this. So I'm going to announce, are they coming out to you? All right, so line up on the line. Don't stand on the line. You know that. When I call you, come on out. All right, Annalise Curl. Jasmine Batika. Sabine DiMartino. Catherine Dacey. Sienna Harrigan. Grace Kruker. Charlotte Can. Katie Breslin. Tara Kester. Bella Fiore. And 2 players not here, Carly Stevens and Greta Field. And Bailey Harrigan, stand up. She was our bat girl all year. And to the coaches, Bill DiMartino, Bill's over here somewhere, Bill. Michelle Stevens, Lisa Field, and Jen Breslin. Thanks, everybody.
Good job, girls. And now for the other 10U champion, Chris Cocho, head coach of the other 10U Summer League champion, Twin Valley League. It was a clean sweep at the 10U level.
Hi folks, I'm Chris Cocho, head coach of the 10U B team. We had a great summer season, a great bunch of girls. Ended up going 9-2-1 in a very competitive league. And again, had a great bunch of girls. Want to recognize them. First, we'll start with Trinity Burtwhistle. Charlie Chevery. Lauren Cochio. Kaylee Glassburn. Emily Jurassic. Annie Kester. Mia Morningstar. Kira Parsons. Kira Perry, and Emily Segroy. Missing today are Juliana Cedia and Lily Rooney. Congrats, girls. Sorry.
That's just glass.
Also have to recognize the coaches, my partner in crime, Keith Chevery, and missing today also Jenna Cedia and Carl Morningstar. Thank you. That one's mine.
All right, sorry.
And I'd like to introduce George Gahn, who coached the Tondorf 10s to a championship.
Thank you, Larry. The Tondorf 10s had a great season. They put together a stretch of 12-0 undefeated run to win the championship. I just want to read their names and recognize them now. Connor Kelly. Yeah, right across here, Connor. Gaku Yayama. Alex Smith. Andrew Gaughan. Matt Kaufman. Dante Pavone. Nick Paharic. Vinny Papura. Austin Whaley. Jeffrey Toko. 2 of the boys that aren't here today recognize also Aiden Kelly and Owen Flanagan. And I can have the rest of the group just step forward a bit. The coaching staff and my 2 bat boys, Chris Toko, Todd Pavone, Ben Paharic, Charlie Papura, and Matt Gaughan doing a great job as bat boys. Thank you, everyone. And now I'm going to take the opportunity to list someone with a fantastic accomplishments last summer. Going to the Williamsport tournament is a very important part of what we do at Little League. It's all about having fun with all the kids and then sending our very best boys to play at Williamsport. Larry Epstein coached this team at Williamsport to a fantastic result. Turn it over to Larry.
Yes, so George kind of spoke a little bit about it. Williamsport is the kind of pinnacle for the 12-year-old group, and they play kind of at a regional level. In the last 53 years, Hopkinton has won it exactly once. So it's quite an accomplishment when you look at what this team has done and what Larry and his staff have done to really kind of bring back to Hopkinton a championship, but do it with a lot of class, a lot of pride, and they represented Hopkinton well. And I think one of the things from my perspective is the ability to represent is very important because it reflects on the town. And him and his staff, Roger Breslin and Dave Rankatori, did a great job managing this all the way through. So I'm going to turn it over and recognize Larry for the effort that he did. I've got a little something for them on behalf of the league, and you can see a trophy back here, which I will give to Larry. My son aptly pointed out, for those in the know, that it's a softball trophy on the top, not a baseball trophy. So I'm going to have to get that rectified on my end, but by no means it's in recognition for the hard work and effort that they do. And Larry, I'm going to turn over to Larry for what he's done. So thank you.
Turn it down for what? Turn it down for what?
So, thank you, everybody. I do have a couple of words to say, because this was a special group of baseball players. But before I just talk about kind of the overall accomplishment, I do want to recognize the gentleman that introduced me and the president of our league, Fran DeYoung, not only for his support and friendship, but for what he's done for the league, and it's a tireless effort that he's put in, and the hours and the dedication for a volunteer job is amazing. So I think everyone here should recognize Fran for what he's done for Hopkinton Little League. I also want to thank the parents of this special group of kids, because really to have their support and the majority of them, I've been able and fortunate enough to coach since they were 9. These parents are special parents, and they've raised special kids, and their support and buying into the program and what they've done is tremendous. And to have the team chemistry that we've had, it starts at home. And I just want to thank the parents, and many of them are here, so thank you. And then I want to thank my assistant coaches, special friends and confidants, just great people, and Roger Breslin and Dave Rankatori and Bill Farrell as well. Bill was there for every practice. He has a great baseball mind and was very helpful in the 2.5 weeks that we had to prepare for this Williamsport tournament. And I'll miss our strategy sessions at Stones, and it's just a special group of guys, and Dave and Roger and Bill, so thank you guys. And then finally I want to, I'll introduce these guys, these boys over here. Unfortunately, not everyone is here, but 9 out of the 12. And they're not just talented baseball players that have had a lot of success, but they're just really, really good kids. And it was a privilege to kind of coach them and be around them. And I think that part is what I'll miss the most, because they're just really good kids that put aside their egos, accepted their roles, and did whatever they had to do to win on the field, and that's special. What they did was remarkable. They went through districts undefeated, which no Hopkinton team has ever done. They won their first sectional game against Savin Hill, and then ended up losing in the state quarterfinals. So it was a tremendous run, and the effort, I just want to talk about them because all of you here, as little kids and some bigger kids and kids going through the program, they're just a great group to emulate. Their effort, their attitude. They're probably sick of my quotes, but I have one more quote for you boys, because we can't leave without a quote. But I think it really sums up who they are and the essence of this team. And the quote is, "It's amazing what you can accomplish when nobody cares who gets the credit." And what they accomplished was amazing, and nobody cared who got the credit. And that's what made them special. And my lasting memory with these guys is before every game, they'd get into right field or left field. They'd put their arms around each other. They'd get into a huddle, They'd talk about the task at hand, then they'd come running back to the bench, and it'd be game on. And that kind of camaraderie and togetherness was, I think, unique and what made this team as good as they were. So, unbelievable accomplishment, boys. I'm proud of you, and well done. So here we go. What? Oh, DJ Smoke. What? No, I know he's right there. All right. So, okay. First off, Drew Rankatori, DJ Smoke, Matt Epstein, Sean Farrell, Jack Breslin, of course on the pitching mound, Tommy Ambersoni, Ian Cann, Will Quinlan, Chris Canal, Andrew Saporocious, and I want to recognize Robbie Bernardin, Ned Dean, and Jack Whaley, all who aren't here today with other commitments. Great job, boys.
Well done everybody. We're almost done. If you ever wonder how long these things go for, all I need to do is look in the first row of kids, and when they start picking butterflies and picking up the grass, it's time to kind of get it going. So just a couple of things here before we wrap. We've got a couple events coming up, and I do want to kind of put these on people's calendar a little bit. May 1st, we do a recognition over at the high school with the high school team. Jay Golden and his staff provide a tremendous amount. They give back a lot to Little League. They all played Little League. They do different clinics, so we've got a recognition day May 1st, and we've got clinics the following Saturdays for the different levels on the boys' side. So just be mindful of the emails that come out from that. The other thing is, everything you see on this field and everything that happens over at EMC doesn't happen in a vacuum. We do an annual fundraiser this year. We do it every year for the most part. We're doing it May 30th, Saturday, at the Portuguese Club in Milford. I highly encourage everybody to come out. It's a great night. Go as a group, go as a bunch of friends. It's where we actually raise a lot of the money to be able to pay for stuff like the dugout and the new fields and whatnot. So I'm going to make a shameless plug. We're actually selling tickets now over at the doghouse. So if anybody's interested, we can actually take credit cards. You can kind of swipe it right through to make that happen. After the ceremony today, like last year, we're going to do some stuff for the little kids over at Kerrigan too, right? So home run derby, we're going to do a base running contest, hoops contest, throw balls through that. So all the little ones come on over, and I think, I can't see, but the doghouse, ideally, if it's open, be great. We're going to be serving food out there as well. So just in closing, again, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate all you guys and all the coaches and parents that spend the time and effort. We look forward to a great season this year. Thank you once again for coming out. And before we go, we're going to do a ceremonial first pitch and play ball. So Charlotte Can and Jason Mahan, Calvin, come on out. Come on, we're going to do kind of, you guys come out here. I got some balls for you. You don't even know about this yet. Right behind it. Over there, I got a couple gloves. George, you want to catch it? And then, well, oh yeah, get it. Give me a Williamsport catcher. One of Williamsport catcher. Come on out. DJ Smoke, come on out. Catch. And we'll have one of the 10U, right? So, oh wait, Caitlin. Caitlin will come out. Sorry, I got it. Right here. We're gonna do Caitlin. We're gonna throw out the first pitch. So give him the ball. Let him throw it out here. Charlotte, come on out. Throw easy. Don't run everybody over. And then we're gonna have them both yell out, play ball. So go ahead and throw out the first pitch. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right. Charlotte, Calvin, come here. Yell out on 3. This will be this closing ceremony. Yell out, play ball on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Play ball!
Play ball. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. All right. Have a great season.